The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. Former Bangko Sentral Deputy Governor Diwa Ginigundo raises the possibility of higher taxes once the Maharlika Investment Fund is officially signed into law. Ginigundo warns Filipinos may have to pay more taxes as the Maharlika Fund will source 50 billion pesos of its seed money from the national government. To be able to recover this, the government will either have to borrow externally or raise taxes. Ginigundo says if the government opts for the latter, the burden will likely fall on consumers.
Ang magbabayad tayo ng mas mataas na buwis o kaya mas magbabayad tayo ng mas mataas na presyo ng mga bilihin o kaya ng serbisyo, depende kung saan ipapataw yung buwis.
The warning comes after the House of Representatives adopted the Senate version of the Maharlika Investment Fund bill. This means the bill now only awaits a president's signature to become a law. Some lawmakers from the lower house stood against what they described as railroading of the measure and even called it a scam.
Creating a sovereign fund cannot possibly address the issues of the labor sector and will make public funds more vulnerable to abuse and corruption.
We're done with several scams, the Coco Levy Fund scam, and more recently, promises na agad ay magkakaroon tayo ng 20 pesos na kilo ng bigas, pamamahagi ng gold bars, at ngayon po, Maharlika Investment Scam.
President Bongbong Marcos Jr. assured the public that pension funds won't be used for the Maharlika Investment Fund. The president noted, however, that it is still up to state insurers if they want to invest in the Maharlika Fund. The president made the remark before a bicameral conference committee convened to discuss the proposed sovereign wealth bill. Congress has adopted the MIF bill, which includes an amendment prohibiting the use of pension funds for investment.
We will not use it as a seed fund. However, if a pension fund, which is what pension funds do, is they invest. If the pension fund decides that the Maharlika Fund is a good investment, it's up to them if they want to invest in it.
Government Service Insurance System President Wick Veloso said they will comply with the guidelines set in the approved version of the Maharlika Fund.
Isa lang ho ang gagawin natin kung ano po ang desisyon ng atin pong mga mambabatas sapagkat sila ay nakikinig sa atin pong taong bayan kung anong gusto ay yun po susundin natin.
President Marcos has commended the House of Representatives for their, quote, good work as they continue to tackle and pass priority legislation of his administration. In a video message, Marcos says measures tackled by the House are important in the administration's bid to create a better life for Filipinos. He says the cooperation between the legislative and executive branches should be strong, noting its importance, quote, if we are to move towards the future. Marcos also called on lawmakers to remain united and to continue their roles as servant leaders to their constituents.
I would like to thank you and to congratulate you on the good work that has been done. And I look forward to seeing more of these outcomes from the lower house as we discuss the important issues on the economy, on public health, and job creation, climate change, all the different problems that you and I both face.
Perhaps the biggest priority measure recently passed by the Legislative Department is the Maharlika Investment Fund bill, which is now up for Marcos's signature. This comes after the lower house decided to formally adopt the Senate version that was approved by the upper house on the same day, Wednesday. Among the major changes in the latest version is related to the MIF's funding. Lawmakers agreed to explicitly ban government social welfare entities like the GSIS and SSS to invest in the Maharlika Fund. The House of Representatives has suspended Negros Oriental 3rd District Representative Arnie Teves for another 60 days. That's over the congressman's continued disorderly behavior and continued absence in the lower chamber. A House panel has also passed a recommendation to remove Teves' membership from House committees. Teves sits as the vice chairperson of the House Committee on Games and Amusements. and is also a member of the Legislative Franchises and Nuclear Energy Committees. Lawmakers also believe that Teves' application for asylum in Timor-Leste goes to show that he has no plans of coming home. For this reason, House Speaker Martin Romualdez says Teves is tarnishing the reputation not only of Congress, but the entire Philippine government.
Hindi natin papayagan na sirain ni Juan ang integridad ng Kongreso. Walang personalan dito. Ginagawa lang natin ang sinumpan nating tungkulin at pangako sa sambayanan.
Meanwhile, Rizal 1st District Representative Michael Duabit appeals to Teves to come home. Duabit and Teves are both members of the National People's Coalition.
The plea is, Kong Arnie, please think of this not as an attack on you, but please look at it as a lifeline. Kong Arnie, take the lifeline. Please come home.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. Betty has weakened into a severe tropical storm as it continues to move northward. As of Bagasa's latest monitoring, the center of the storm was estimated at 505 kilometers northeast of Itbayat, Batanes. It's packing winds of 110 kilometers per hour near the center with gustiness of up to 135 kilometers per hour. On the track forecast, Betty is expected to exit the Philippine area of responsibility this afternoon or evening. The storm will continue to gradually accelerate northward before beginning to turn east over the waters near the Ryukyu Islands. As of 5 a.m., tropical cyclone warning signals over all provinces have been lifted, except for Batanes, which is still under signal number 1. Several government agencies have forged a pact to promote Mindanao as a peaceful and viable tourist destination. The Departments of Tourism, National Defense, and the Interior and Local Government signed a memorandum of agreement to strengthen interagency partnership. This by ensuring that peace, security, and order are prioritized in developing tourism programs with a specific focus on Mindanao. Tourism Chief Cristina Frasco says it is time for Mindanao to be reintroduced to the world with its wonders not only from natural resources but as well as its people, traditions, and culture. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us again at 9:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News. All sides, all the time.